I'm not sure what happened there. What's up, Fish Lips? How are you doing today? Fish, maybe we get this big sell off today like we were hoping for yesterday so that Papa Powell can push it back up this evening. I'm definitely on the short side bias this morning. So if we get the push back up, we're going to place. We may start off trading an eval today. I haven't been trading evals, but I just got to approach the day with cautious until the market settles down. Until, yeah. Yeah, they really pushed it last night. Then we consolidated during the London session. So I'm kind of wondering if this session is going to be like the consolidation period where we don't do crap all day but chop back and forth and run your stops. Kind of scares me that my charts looks like they feel like they're freezing up here. Let me disconnect and reconnect or something. I was having that same issue yesterday. Maybe I only connect the Beulah Knox account. I don't know if it has something to being connected to two different charts or what. What's up, Jake? Yeah, right now, Jake, if you're looking for the cheapest way to trade evals, Beulah Knox and Apex is going to be your cheapest form of accounts. So right now, you can get 50K Bewleys for like 19 bucks. A lot cheaper than that $100 or $80 that you were having to spend with some of those other ones, especially during your learning process. During your learning process, you want to spend as little as money as possible until you find something that, truly works for yourself. What's up, Simpson? How are you doing? Yeah, it's getting there. Uh, I use the ATM strategy, Jake. So I just press on the little ATM strategy there, and then whatever how many contracts you're trading, this will be my first initial target. So since this is a eval, I'm going 4 contracts, 10 points or 40 ticks. And the last one is the runner with no take profit. And I choose that to where I think it may go. And a lot of times, that's where I kind of go back to like what Fish Lips is doing with the whole number. Usually I look for a whole number or right below a whole number or a hourly wick or 4 hour wick or something to that nature. And that's always different. The runner is always different. But if you're not saying over trading, but if you're over leveraging, you could use this ATM strategy to set up like a stop loss strategy. That way, once you hit, say, 7, 8, 9 points, it automatically goes to break even. And you don't have to worry about moving it or getting into a position. It'll just do it automatically for you. This is just depending on what comfort you got. Yeah, ATM strategy. It's it's labeled right there under your account that you're selecting in NinjaTrader. I am going to put this eval on here early. Today's going to be a very cautious day, Jake. Today is, if you haven't been trading a while, today can be a very tough trading day. This is FOMC day. So we got what we call Papa Powell, or Jerome Powell is releasing the interest rate decisions. So it can be a very choppy, very high volatility, running stop losses, wicking back and forth. I don't know. You get all kind of crazy stuff on Papa Powell Day or FOMC Day. Yeah, just approach it with caution. I'm even very tempted even to trade my fundeds today, unless the setups are, I believe in the setup, or, at least I can at least get 10 points. I'll take it. But if I don't think I'm not going to get 10 points, yeah, that's what I'm going to do out the gate, fish list. I'm going to set a pre-market trade here at the bottom of this 15-minute candle. And I want to see it just whip down to 25 or even the 26,200. What the runner. But this is going to be an eval that we do this with. This is not going to be a funded account. We figure we'll take advantage of some of those 90% accounts that are going on right now. So Apex is also doing 90% off, Jake. The one of the main difference between Apex and Bulinox, you do pay more for Bulinox on the back end, but they don't have as many strict rules like Apex does. The rules are a little bit more stricter with Apex than Bulinox. The rules are less, but you also have to make more. What an eval, it doesn't really matter. All right, eval only here, guys. Not a funded account. So this is just a straight mechanical type trade where you're just looking for it to just be high volatility, flop through the order, knock out 10 points, and possible runner. So this could go either way. It's one of Bewley's 90% evals. And this is the 50% of the candle right here, guys. Now, it could go straight to the top. So if it does, we'll switch. All right, first target hit. We're going to go to break even. Oh, it's not. Woo, quick 10 points. That's kind of shady there. So it wasn't taking my orders out quick like I wanted. All right. Now we could run all these hourly candles back to the top side. Being patient here. So apparently we're having some issues on some of these charts. I hear Methodical Man said he's having issues too. And like you can see my entries wasn't an instant tag in. And you can see even when I got stopped out, it wasn't instant. It was almost like there was a lag there. So be aware of that lag. So like I said, today is a day you do not want to get stuck in a funded account. Yeah, there's a delay in the entries or something. I mean, I feel like we could possibly rerun these hourly candles. So I think I'm going to stay away from funded today, guys. It's going to be an eval day just because I don't want to get stuck in a trade. I don't want my order to get ordered in or get stuck or whatever delay is going on and get your day wrecked by because on a Papa Pow day. A lot of times whenever we push out the bottom of the first 15 minutes, we'll go straight to the top here. Woo, this is what we're talking about, trapping people into positions, Jake, where you're getting these big long wicks, you're buying these fake breakouts. And that's usually what happens. A lot of people will see this big green boner candle, you're like, ooh, I'm gonna jump into that. And when you jump in, it pulls back 20, 30 points and just rocks your world. Oof. Nasty. 30, 40 point wick here. Yeah, this is good old FOMC day here, man. It will ruin your day. Quick. All right, let's see if we get another breakout that 15 minutes here. I don't recommend following some of these eval trades, guys. Like I said, I trade these a little bit more aggressive. So this is just me trying to buy out the bottom of the 15 minutes. So I have no idea which way we're going to go right now. This is not a setup. This is just me buying the 15-minute candle on the other side of the move. I don't want nobody to ruin their accounts. Sounds like someone's stuck over there in one of Methodical Man's lobbies. Give me the 25. I feel like this was an area last night that we got stuck in. We got stuck here last night. I remember looking at the charts last night. We got stuck around that 28 level. So we could get a bounce here at the whole number. Just be careful for the dump if you're long. We could pull back up to the 25 or even the 50 here. And I think what I'll do, since I'm in one contract, I'll allow $40 of my profit here and see if the 50 holds up. And this way we can possibly add. Yeah, I feel like whenever I was having some laggy moments a while ago, John. I'm strictly doing eval today because I keep hearing of issues from Methodical Man's Lobby, and it's FOMC day, so we're not even going to touch our funded accounts today. Really want to see the 40s hold up here because it could go all the way back to the 60s. '60 level will kind of be my line in the sand here. If 60 hits, we'll probably close our trade. That 60 area, that's kind of going to be around my line in the sand, somewhere in the 60s. And it looks like it wants to get through them too. All right, looks like we're going to have to close this. Come on, 60. Hold up for me. And this is my runner from that original trade from a while ago. Looks like it wants the 75. All right. I'm going to get stopped out on a runner. This wasn't really no strategy from a while ago. That was just a straight that the beginning of the trade was just a original breakout from the 15 minutes from earlier. That was my leftover runner because we had 5 contracts a while ago that we had sold. I trade just more breakout strategies with my eval. Today we're staying away from our funded accounts just because it's FOMC day. So don't really have much of a strategy when it comes to evals. We just trade different things from level to level or breakouts. So the last strategy here is we traded this breakout from this original 15-minute candle down to here. So instead of taking my profit when we got to 200, I was still holding that runner because I thought we would get maybe a pullback up here to the 50 EMA. Then we would pull back down. So usually on FOMC day, I try to even just stay away from my funded accounts because right now we're just kind of chopping back and forth. We haven't really got any clean candles, as you can see. It's all been just big wicks with small bodies. So usually whenever I trade evals, I just tell, make sure people know. And, it's usually not the best trades to take. Usually when I take my fundeds, that's when I'm like, okay, this is the pullback I like. We're at a level I like, and we're looking for 10 points in a runner. But I haven't really got that yet. We're from Northwest Arkansas, or from Georgia. All right, about to get a brand new 5-minute candle. A lot of times you get this whole 5-minute candle. We may run the rest of those hourly candles. So these little squares you see represent a hourly candle. Apparently, some folks are having issues with Ninja, guys, so be careful if you're trading on Ninja today. I guess Methodical Man said his Ninja is messing up. What do you think? Maybe a push up to the 225s here? That's kind of what I like to see. Push back down to like the 50 or push back down to this range of this 15-minute range. And that'll be right on top of that 75 level and see if that holds up. So far, guys, no real clear direction. Wow, this thing's just. This thing's just. Do you notice the price action, Jake? This thing's just whipping people on both sides, man. Oof. It's just trapping on both sides. Sometimes just better to take your stop loss and move to the next trade. Woo. Holy goodness. That's so dirty. Oh, the price action is insane this morning, guys. 2 big whip candles, big boner candles on both sides. Holy goodness. Uh, 229 is the top of your Asia high. Well, not the kill zone top. And the bottom of the Asia is down at 189. All right. Now this could go all the way back up. This could be a pullback to the 25, go all the way back up through the whole number here. All right, about to have a new 5-minute candle. Yeah. Wow. Push all the way back up to the 75. That's kind of what we were talking about. Went down there. We didn't quite get to the 25, but got all the way down there to what, 30 level, then just ripped it all the way back up 50 points. Oh, nice. From India. Oh, it's a long ways from here. Yeah, so today, Kishore, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. This is FOMC day. So today we're not really trading setups. Today is going to be a super choppy, no good follow through if you're trading most strategies. Right now, this is looking like a really nice level to level type strategy if you're trading whole number to whole number. But it's just whipping back and forth. We're just staying in a box. There's your 75 hit there. Was that 75? Yep, that was your 75. Remember, I don't usually ever long into the 90s. Yeah, Outer, this thing is just wrecking folks on both sides, man. You can see big wick, small body, big wick, small body, big boner candle, back to the downside, and another big candle back to the upside. It's just, it's trapping people on both sides if you're trying to buy the breakout. Trade evades down. Yeah, Ninja's having some issues too. We've already told ourselves that we're going to stay away from our funded accounts. Just because I hear a lot of people having issues. And I think someone in Methodical Man's got stuck in a trade. So hopefully whoever he's with will fix it for him. Big old order block on the 5 minutes sitting up there at the 300s. And that's kind of what we've ran into twice. And I think if you go over to the 4 hour candle, I think there's a big one up there too on the 4 hour. Yeah, so if you go look at your 4 hour candle, there's a massive order block sitting up there on the 4 hour. So it's going to take a little bit for it to use a liquidity sweep. Yeah, you don't want to mess up your account if you got the first day. You mean just waiting for it, kind of the sweep highs and lows? Yeah, a lot of times I like trading most of my funded entries off like Fibonacci, where I'm looking to buy like back into discount, like in that golden zone on the overall leg, and so and off like a whole number or some kind of support and resistance or something like that, and look for like a breakout move. You know, whatever which way we're going to the breakout to the upside or downside. This may continue up here. Let's see if this candle holds. A lot of times you can pull fib on these 5 minute candles. And as long as the 50 to 40% of this candle holds, you don't get too far back into discount on this candle, a lot of times it's just going to continue higher. We've already hit the 91, so a lot of times if you push back up through the 90, you'll get up there through the 300s. All right, eval only, guys. Maybe a pull back to the 75 here so we can retest the whole number up here. And that'll be about the 40% of the leg. A lot of times at 40% of the leg, if we start losing 50%, more likely we'll close this so we don't go too far in the hole. Yeah, Outer, this is why we're just trading eval today. This is why I let you guys know that these trades are a little bit more risky. This is just whatchamacallit, Bulinox is 90% off accounts. Looks like we're about to lose the 75. My line in the sand is going to be the 65 area. And that's at the 50% of the total move of the previous 5-minute candle. Like I said, guys, I don't recommend following any of these trades. This is a 90% eval that we're aggressively trading today. I repeat that because I don't want nobody to mess up their account following these trades. All right, looks like we're about to get stopped out here. Delayed it. Yeah. I've been dealing with the same thing. That's why I noticed it whenever I took that first trade. Ooh, this thing's just destroyed on both sides, guys. Jake, I hear other people talking about the Tradovate being down also. Oof. heck? What the? Okay, I'm starting to have issues now, guys. Like, my stuff is freezing up. What's up, DTS? How are you doing today? Be careful if you're trading, guys. My charts on my other ones here keep freezing up. No, this is MNQ or the NASDAQ. Right now, though, my charts keep freezing up, though. Like right now, like I'm stuck at 84, 85. And apparently, I guess some people are still having issues with their getting stuck in trades. So I can't even. Most of the time, we're just trading off support and resistance, DTS, or off of the first 15-minute range. Today is not a good example just because the as you can see, we're just kind of chopping back and forth. I don't really have much of a strategy when it comes to my evals. A lot of times with my evals, because usually I just trade cheap evals, and so we're just looking for like just breakout strategies on the evals. But right now my charts are frozen, so I guess a lot of us are having issues this morning. So be careful if you're trading. I can try to disconnect one more time to see if it'll. Yeah, I still can't get my charts to move, guys. They're just frozen. Is anybody else frozen? A lot of times with our fundeds in the morning, DC, is we're looking, a lot of times we look for pullbacks into the original 15 minutes here. Like yesterday, I want to say we caught this long to the downside for 30 or 40 points after it pushed out the top here. And this is usually a little bit more difficult. Than a lot of times we're just looking for lower highs. If you pull fib, a lot of times we just pull fib on most of our entries. So like if you pull fib on this is probably like 23% of the total move. Since my charts aren't moving. So you see what I mean? 23%. A lot of times, wherever direction you're going, if you pull Fibonacci on the full leg, and a lot of times if you usually stay above the 23%, the bulls or bears are always most of the time in control. And then you can pull a leg from here to there, and it's probably 23% again. And a lot of times what we do is when we're looking for this, well, nope, this one's 50% pullback. Didn't quite fill in the gap. So a lot of times what we do is when we look for these pullbacks, we're looking to like pull fib. We're looking for like a whole number to kind of find support because we're trading from whole number to whole number. And then we'll just look for like 10 points in between the whole numbers. Or if you want a downside, go from like 1 micro to 2 micros, you can trade from whole number to whole number. And that's what some people are doing. Right now, I don't even think my charts are moving, guys. Like right now, I think we're completely froze. You can try disconnecting again and see. They might have just what do you call it? The Ripton might have disconnected just to kind of keep people from messing up their accounts. Hopefully, no one got stuck in a trade. Here we go. We're back. Holy goodness. What was that? Almost like a 25-point bounce, 20 bounce. I mean, guess that would be what the same way of just running what highs and lows. May get the bounce back up to the 25 here. No, long ways from being any kind of millionaire. Nope, I live a pretty simple life. All right, remember this bounce off the 25 could go all the way back up to the 50 here. So just be aware that it's a whole number bounce. Looks like we're going for a whole number here. And that's down to the, what, 200s? So that's pretty normal too, to kind of bounce off that 10 level. You would think we'd get a push down here to the 200s here. Is anybody stuck in any kind of position right now that they can't get out of? Or is anybody else having issues with their charts? So it seems to be working okay right now, but there's still no, I guess, guarantees here. So it sounds like Methodical Man's data is working now. Yeah, like I've repeated over and over, today is not a great day to be trading, guys. So as you can see, we're just running stops and just on both ends. This is a day we're not getting the follow through. So today, if you're going to take trades, unless you're trading like in a zone, I would just look for my 10 points and see what your runner does. So that's kind of what we're doing on most, what we're going to do on our entries. We're going to wait. We're going to try for the 10 points after we have some kind of pullback, and we either get back below a whole number or we stay below the 50 level here. So if this is our pullback here to the 50 for us to push back down, hopefully we can get that push down to the 200 here, because I don't think we hit the 200. No, because we're still hitting the 210s. Let's see if we get that whole number push right here. Like I said, eval only, guys. I usually don't take this many trades because usually we're trading funded accounts. Man, we're going to get blasted. We may get blasted at the 50 here. I mean, the 25. Dude, is this thing going to go all the way back up to the 50 again on me, fish? Come on. The whole numbers are insane today, guys. Back above 40, I'm probably not going to be as confident with the trade because that's my 9 EMA. That 945. I want to stay below the 945 here. Yeah, I want to say yesterday we only took 2 trades because we only traded funded accounts. So most of the time, if you're joining us, most of the time we're just looking for 1 or 2 trades on funded accounts, and that's it. I haven't been trading evals in, I don't know, the last couple weeks. So that's why you really haven't seen me take a lot of like unnecessary trades. I've even considered not even taking eval trades online just because they're so there's really no like strategy to the evals. It's just try not to really spend a lot of time trading evals now. So I try to spend a lot more time just trading funded accounts. But I already told myself, I put in the Discord that we weren't going to be trading fundeds today because this is FOMC day. So sorry if this is your first time joining us and you're like, what is this guy doing? So, but this is why I repeat this and tell everyone what I'm doing, just because I don't want nobody to mess up their account. We're in this with 5 micros. So it's $10 a point. I just don't know if we're going to get back down there. really don't want us above this 40 level. And so what that is, that's back into that 15-minute range. Yeah, today is a horrible day to trade, especially don't ever trade your funded accounts on FOMC day. And don't even trade if you are trading with an expensive eval. So like this eval that I'm trading is like a $15 eval with Bulinox. So if you're even going to trade an eval, make sure it's a eval that didn't cost you a lot of money either, Jake. You don't want to be trading one of them like $100 evals. You either want to trade paper account or a 90% off account on Papa Pile Day or interest rate decision day or FOMC, the meeting and statement day. That might have been the only chance we had to get to break even. So you're still dealing with some delay. I'm not really, I was dealing with delay a while ago. I don't know if it's because I was logged into Apex and Bulinox. So right now I'm just logged into my Apex accounts. So I don't know if it was because I was logged into two different prop firms. So it looks like we're going to probably get stopped out on this one. Yeah, so tomorrow you probably won't be seeing me take hardly any trades because tomorrow we're just going to go back to trading our funded accounts again. Now, if this cannot break this here, it's going to be a long all the way. So I've noticed that anytime you get like a big candle with a small body candle next to it, if you got a big wick, this would be kind of like an inside bar here. So a lot of times if you can't break back below the 25s, we're probably going to continue back to the top side. And so a lot of times that's what happens whenever you get these inside bars like this. So if this pushed down and say stops like right here, like one or two ticks in front of it, we'll probably close this unless it breaks it. See how it just hit right there at the bottom of it? If it, okay, we broke it. Okay, a lot more comfortable. This is where I was saying, like if it has stopped right there and wasn't able to close. So this would be kind of like an inside bar too if you like to trade inside bars. The gore leg. Now, if this was a funded, we probably would already be at break even. But since it's a 90% eval, we're going to stay in it. Can't be scared to trade evals. What's up, Seth? How are you doing? Now, we could get stuck at the 800 bounce here because we did not hit the 800 while ago. So it could hit this 800 and rip back up to the 825s. Oh, I'm sorry. What's that, Seth? I got to pull your message over so I can see it. It's warming up here. Yeah, it's warming everybody's account up for a red day. So I've constantly been repeating myself to stay away from funded accounts today, or real money. Just today's one of these. just mess around on a cheap eval. Oh no, you're fine. I figured you were probably in someone else's lobby, Jake. It's all good. Everybody's done that before. Warming up for Papa Powell this evening. We may come back and stream Papa Powell this evening and see what he has to say. See if he can, move to the left or walk a little bit to the side, left or right, to make the market move. I would expect a bounce here off the 200 here. So in this area right here. So you could get a bounce here, pull back, then go. It may have to do one of those. Or this could even be the low of the whole number and go straight back up to the top. You never know what you're going to get at the whole number here. Oh, is a runner going to get stopped out again? Yeah, I think every single runner's gotten stopped out today, guys. Yeah, hopefully tomorrow, Jake, the market will go back to normal where you get some better follow through or nice trading legs instead of this type of price action. Or it'll feel normal, hopefully. Might get the push back up to the 50 here. I think the 40 is going to be my line in the sand. So we'll risk 10 more points on this. If it gets back above the 40, we'll just close our runner out. All right, so if we do hit the whole number here, anything could happen, guys. Either we blast that whole number or we get a nice bounce, probably all the way back up to the 25 or 50 here at the whole number. And that's also running the previous 4-hour candle too. So if we can't break below, I say this, because this is the low of the previous 4-hour candle. Now, if we find support below that 4-hour candle, we're probably going to may have a nice continuous to the downside here. You want to see the 5-minute just kind of print below this box here, which is the 4-hour low. Then kind of have like that nice little 5-minute wick play off of that. Thank you guys for the likes and follows today. All right, here comes your whole number. We got the whole number marked out here. So if you're wondering what this stuff on the chart is, this is just a supply zone. So it kind of marks out the supply zone. You can see we have all the supply zone right here. Then we got another supply zone down at the 90s. So you can kind of anticipate some bounces out of this area. This box here is your 4-hour candle from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. And these are your individually hourly candles here. So this would be the top of your last 4 hour, this previous 4-hour candle, and this would be the low of your the previous 4-hour candle. And then you would have your hourly candles in between. So for anybody that's new here that wonder what the boxes are, this way I can kind of tell where the higher time frames are at without constantly switching over and looking at them or looking for a wick on a higher time frame. This way they're already here. This is why I said if you kind of get below this 4-hour candle, we may get a little push here. But if we can't get below it and find like resistance, so you almost want to sell below it, push back into it with like your 5-minute candle here. All right, finally made it to the whole number. I was hoping that this next push would be the whole number. You just got to be careful if we don't sell through the whole number here. All right, we're going to at least lock in 10 points just in case it doesn't hold. Now, what you don't want to see here, if you are in a long, is for this candle to stay small like this, and it sits here and consolidates, and stays small, because a lot of times the next candle will sell through to the downside. So you get that little small consolidation 5-minute candle, because these are the 5-minute charts. So if you're long, you want to get back through this 1-hour candle here. So you kind of want to see what's going to happen once you push back up into the 10s. And a lot of times, so here comes your 4-hour. If you break through that, you should move back up through it. We just hit it once. That was the first hit. So this is what I mean by looking at the higher time frame without switching over to the higher time frame. So I was able to tell that there was a 4-hour wick sitting here. So you can see we got some resistance. So you want to see us get back through this 4-hour candle here. All right, so we got through the 4-hour wick. So good thing we went ahead and locked in 10 points. All right, runner's about to get stopped out here. It's hitting it. All right, the runner stopped out. So I think we're going to go down to 3 micros if we're able to find another kind of breakdown entry here off the whole number. kind of need to wait and just see what's going to happen with this 4-hour candle, because this gets just be one of these deals where you run the previous 4-hour candle to go back to the top side of the 4-hour candle. Or maybe a push up back into the 30s to 40s possibly here. That would be back up to your 21 EMA back in the 40s. I mean, we're still looking for shorts as long as we stay below the 50 line. So if you're just joining us, guys, we are trading super aggressive with our eval today. We are not trading funded accounts, so this is why we're taking more trades than usual, because it's FOMC day. It's been super choppy this morning. A lot of running stops this morning. Not any good follow through. Today's one of these days you try to take your 10 points and get whatever you can out of your runner. So just be careful if you're trading. Like I said, I don't recommend trading funded accounts today. I mean, if you're just sure that, my strategy works good, it's all good. But I don't believe in what I'm doing to trade on a, Papa Powell or FOMC statement day. So I'd rather just not get chopped up and tell myself not to trade, because there's nothing worse when you tell yourself not to trade in the morning. The PM short always closed the day after FOMC. Yeah. What are you saying? The PM shorts always close after. Oh, so you're saying that we're going to possibly just sell off for the rest of the day for the move back up for the FOMC? Is that what you mean by the PM shorts? Yeah, we're just trading like I said, usually we don't take this many trades. So mostly we're just like 2 trades, 3 trades max for our number of trades, because we haven't been trading evals. We've been strictly trading funded accounts only. But today, since we have a 90% eval, we've been trading this 90% eval pretty, I don't want to say reckless, but pretty aggressively. Looking for like all the pullbacks back into support and resistance. So I like to see us lose this 4-hour candle for another short here. Actually, I want to just enter in. So we're back below that 4-hour candle. But Thursday's going to be much higher. It'd be nice. Should be. I'm just looking for a quick 10 points with the runner here. And we also got back below that 4-hour candle. First target. Now we just have the runner. Like I said, we haven't really done very well on the runners today. Almost every 10 points been hit, but the runners have been just getting stopped out. So here at the 75, you may get a push back up to the whole number here, and maybe we can add. We'll mark out this 75 here just in case we do get the bounce there. Now, this prints below this could be a nice little order block, I think, right? Isn't that where you get the 3 candles with the big, big red, big green, big red? So this may be a nice little 5-minute order block. So if we print below this order block here, it could just be downtown for a while here. Some breakfast. Yeah, I would. You can even come back and watch somebody stream during the, or go maybe watch the charts when Papa Powell's speaking today, Jake, and just get an idea to see what charts do usually during FOMC. They can be pretty wild. You can get some pretty erratic moves like up and down. So I like watching the charts like when somebody's talking that can move the market. I don't care to listen to them, but I like to see what the charts are going to do. I want to say 1 o'clock our time. 1 o'clock. We're looking for 120 is going to be our target here. I know it's a long ways down, but did we hit the 75? No, we hit the 80. At least I think we've had, what, one losing big trade that cost me a few $100, then with small runners, but we're at least able to get back in the green from these last couple trades. Yeah, that sucks. Anybody in Methodical Man's Lobby, y'all hear him talking about somebody's been stuck in the trade since 9 o'clock this morning. So hopefully no one's that's happening to today. So to get stuck in a trade and can't get out, especially if it's a winner, that's even worse. So if you're stuck in a winner or loser for whatever is happening. So there's been a lot of issues today. So hopefully if you did get an account messed up today, that they'll fix it. So we're going to target 30 here. So I will look for it. Since these things are not finding support at these whole numbers, we're going to possibly look for a long down here around the previous day high and the previous day closed at the 109s. So we will look for longs off of those areas. The 112 gap fill. Yeah, that's also down there at that previous day close. How's everybody else's trading going today? Is most of you guys at least green or break even? Hopefully, if you did take a red trade, it wasn't too bad. I constantly preach to kind of stay away from fundeds today for most people, if you could, especially if you're new to trading. So if you're just kind of showing up, today is usually not a very good day to trade funded accounts because it could be very choppy, not good follow through because this is FOMC day. And so usually this is not a very good day to trade for most people. Some people's strategy works out, but most does not. Ooh, another little 90 retest here. Or maybe we can add if we get the 200 push up here. If we push back up and retest my entry, we'll try to add. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our, if we get down to the 130s, we're going to take our profit there, but we're going to be looking for a long out of this area here. The previous day close, the previous day high, the whole number at the 25. So we're not really sure where we're going to put it yet if we do get down to those levels, but those are the areas that we're looking for longs. And Methodical Man says that we have a 112 gap fill in, and that would put us right there at the previous day close. Over, how are you doing today? Are you trading today, or are you just kind of just chilling, watching charts today until after Papa Powell's speech? No, I think if we consolidate sideways here, kind of like make that little box on the 5 minutes, more likely the Bears are going to win here. So like where you have this big move down to the side, then you create this little sideways box, and not necessarily like that V-shaped pullback, kind of like where you're creating a little flag. So a lot of times what I've noticed is instead of getting the pullback, a lot of times on these big red down to the downside or upside, you'll just chop sideways until we get the blast out the bottom. So this is why we're looking for shorts here. We're just looking for 10 points to add to this position. So what we're hoping is if we break the 75, we're going to push down at least to the 50 here. And then if we bounce at the 50 for the kind of the push back up a little bit, we've already secured 10 more points here. So that's what we're doing here on this add-in. Now, I would never do this on a funded account. This is just a eval only type thing that I would do. We're at the 75. We just want to see that push down to the 50 here. Turn back on the music. Come on, 50. That should give us another $100 if we hit the 50 here. Right now, our average is sitting at 172, 170, 171, 50. Looking for that 50 hit here. All right. So I was able to add another $100 off of that. We're still in this for one contract. We got one contract still left in. So I still like the shorts all the way just because of this big order block we have here. So basically for longs, you would need to get back above this order block. So we are back underneath the 4 hour. We got little resistance there at the 10. So as soon as we pushed back up into the 4 hour and we lost the 4 hour, we knew that we are going to be kind of locked into the shorts from there. So now we're kind of looking to see if that previous day high can get hit or the previous day close can get hit. And there's a gap fill in per Methodical Man sitting down at the 112. So what we have to consider here, if we don't reject, if we hit the 50, we could pull all the way back up into like the hundreds here, up back into the 90s or hundreds. So we're kind of waiting to see what happens at this 50 level, and we'll decide from there. So we're still in this for 1 micro. We're going to hold the 1 micro because I still like the shorts. I figured maybe we need some kind of pullback. I even maybe move this up to above the 200 level in case we retest that 200 here. Like I said, I still like the shorts to the downside. Be nice to create another order block to the downside here. What do we got left on this 5-minute candle? Looks like 30. There's a resistant line at 30. And there's a big order block down at 88, the top of that area in that 12. So 30 will be the next resistance. After that, you have a big order block down into like the 80s, 90s, and the 200s or 100s. I'm sorry. If you pull, I want to say there's 2 big wicks sitting right there at that 115 to 110 area. So I just feel like that's going to be our draw today. All right. So it's kind of important to see what happens with this next 5-minute candle. If this next 5-minute candle can create another order block here, that's going to be like guaranteed. We're moving to the downside here. You want to see these three little candles line back up just like this. Just want to see this thing go. Get us another order block in there. Come on, 5 minutes. I'd like to thank everybody for the likes and follows today. If you hit the like and follow button, thank you. All right, looks like we're going back up to the 200 level. Man. So right now we're just still in this 1 micro, guys. So let's see how much this 1 micro is worth at the moment. $40. So right now we're just $40 of our profits gone. It looks like we may get the 200 here, so. I don't want to add too soon here. Even if it misses our entry here, I'm okay with that. Because that's the, one of the first 9 EMA hits for the 5 minutes at the 94. I really don't want to see us break too far up above the 200 level. If this is where we're going, is the 200 level. Remember, we still got this big order block here. So. And this may be the bottom of the. Where's the bottom? Let me see where the bottom of that first 1 hourly candle is from this morning. So 9:30. Okay, so that's way back up there. So man, we could get a push all the way back up here to the 220s here to retest that, to retest those initial balance. So my line in the sand for this trade is probably going to be up there around the 210s if we happen to make a push up to the 210s. I'm hoping that this will just be kind of another 90-100 push, then just kind of push back down to the 50s. As right now, we're just kind of in this for 1 micro. And we're looking to add at 75 for the push back down to 50. All right, let's see what happens with this 200 push. This is where you want to see some kind of resistance happen at the 200. My line in the sand here is going to be the 10 level, 12 level. So above those levels, that's where we'll probably close our runner out. Because we're still holding 1 micro runner at the moment. So right now it's costing me $60 to hold this runner. And we're up $400, almost $500 in the green right now. So because like I said, we've taken a lot of trades this morning. All right, let's see if we get that push back to the 75. That was your 200 hit. So 200 will be my line in the sand here. Either way, whatever happens. I want to go to break even fairly fast on this one. I don't really want to lose too much money on this one in case the 75 can't get, in case we can't lose those 75 levels. Because there's no reason why we couldn't push back up, but I'm just trying to protect our profits here while trying to add to our position. Because this could hit the 75, bounce back up to the 200. Kind of hoping for like a 50 push here. $200 is just going to be my line in the sand. So we'll just take our loss there from our ads. All right, new 5-minute candle here. This may be a sign of moving back up. I just noticed it. See how this wick right here struggles to get below this previous candle? A lot of times that just means that we're probably going to go being back up. And a lot of times I notice that whenever I start seeing these smaller 5-minute candles. See how we are struggling to move below this previous low. So it's like it's making lower highs on a consolidation period. Let's see if this candle can break it. See it kind of struggling to move down past. You need to break back below the 75 here. All right, here comes that 75. Oh, we did break it. Nice. Usually all this crazy stuff only works whenever we're trading evals though, guys. That's the only issue here. If this was a funded, this crap wouldn't work. Try not to go to break even too fast here. Just could not break down through there. Nothing worse than getting a couple ticks away from your entry than get stuck. I may get stopped out on the 5 contracts because I really don't want to take a big loss on the 5 contracts. And just leave the runner because like I said, we added to this. Maybe we'll just risk like 40, 50 bucks here. Let's see if this gets us the push here. We're about to have a new 5-minute candle. There it goes. All right, that may be the last of the ad there, guys. We done added like 10 contracts. We done made extra $200 on these last couple moves, just adding 10 points, kind of playing the range between that 75 and 50 here. So we keep kind of just toying with that area. But like I said, this is eval eval only, guys. Eval only. No funded trades. Whew. All right, now we'll see if we can target that 30 down there. So I think we're done adding here. So now we'll just wait and see if we can hit that 30. And then what we'll do is we'll look for a long out of either the 10s, the 12s, the 15 area, maybe even the 25s. Fish Lips, where are you at? Did you add back up at the 200? Or are you short from 75? Or are you short from up there in the 90s? Oh, shoot. All right, here comes that 50 level. So let's see what happens with the 50 level. Let's see if we blast the 50 level or if it holds up. If it blasts the 50, we're probably going to the 25 here. You can see we bounced off the 50 level a little bit. So if we get stopped out on this trade here, we'll look for one more trade for the morning because that'll be the last trade of the day moving into the lunch hour. So right now we're up. Like I said, we've been adding to this. We've been making extra couple $100 here and there. We constantly keep adding to this position. So this is how we've made so much money. And plus we've taken a lot of trades today. We took one bigger loss this morning for a couple $100, but we were able to get that back by, like I said, trading super aggressive this morning. So now let's see if we get the 75 push here. Man, do we go all the way back up to the hundreds here, fish lips? What do you think? Maybe a push up all the way back up to, I may even risk like $40 of my profit and keep my stop loss up here above the 200 level and just risk like 20, $40 on this just in case. I want to see if the 75 gets hit. And for anybody that's long in the whole numbers, there are several people, if you're new here in the lobby, that longs whole numbers. So probably tomorrow we'll go back to just normal trading, probably where we're just looking for 2 trades. Just looking for like that 1 funded trade a day. Today is a little bit different. Like I said, I've gotten away from trading evals on stream because I just feel like they don't really bring any value at all just because they're so random. And I don't know. I feel bad if someone follows these trades and messes up their accounts. You know, when you're trading like this, it can either go really, really bad or really, really good. So it's just the way it goes with the eval sometimes. And I don't want nobody to mess up their accounts. So that's why I'll repeat this over and over because I don't know if you're just showing up and I don't want you to mess up your eval, especially if you went and bought one of those expensive evals that cost like $75 to $100. I mean, that's a lot of money to spend to follow somebody that's just taking super aggressive trades. You know, if you don't really have your own strategy down and you're following somebody else. So this is why I constantly repeat that. I'm trading pretty much a 90% off Bulanox account that we paid $14 for, $15 for. So that's why you see me trading a little bit more aggressive with these accounts. That's why you see me constantly adding 5 contracts, or trying to DCA back into the trade. So that's why you see me doing this stuff. I usually don't do any of this stuff with funded accounts. I haven't been doing it with funded accounts, but with evals, different story. Wow, what a nice 50 to possible 75 bounce this is turning into. That's insane, guys. Nice fish lips if you took the 50 bounce here. Man, this thing could go all the way back up to the 200s again, guys. So no, we didn't trade any funded accounts today since this is FOMC day, Memphis. So usually I try not to trade funded accounts on FOMC day because this morning started off pretty choppy. We don't have any good follow through today. And you can see that we're just running stop losses. I mean, look at big candle down, big candle back up, big candle back down. A lot of like small body candles with big wicks. It's just been a really crappy trading day. So it's just been mainly cheap eval trading day with really no structure or setup. I'm just trading basically, I think, trades. So usually whenever it's not, FOMC day, usually we'll trade a lot more, like maybe 2 trades in the morning, 3 max. But like yesterday, I think we took 2 trades all morning. But today we've taken a lot of trades because we're on a 90% eval. So we don't really want to spend a whole lot of time trading this eval. So we were just trying to get through it. So today is just all about just protecting whatever, you have going on with your funded accounts or your cash account. Now, if you're using an expensive eval, I don't even really recommend trading it, Memphis. I would stick to, like, if you're going to trade this, go get you one of them 90% evals off with like Apex or Bulanox or whoever you can find the cheapest eval with. You don't want to be messing up one of them expensive evals either. So like Tradeify, their evals, I'm not saying they're not good. They're just a little bit more pricey up front. The same with like who else? Take Profit Trader, which they're a good company to trade with, but it's just a lot more money up front on their evals. Like right now, this is just eval trading. We're up 679 on the eval, but this is just eval trading. That doesn't really mean a whole lot just because I've been trading it super aggressive all day. So we've taken a few losses. We've taken a lot of winners. We've been in this trade here forever because what we've been doing is we've been constantly adding to our position. So basically what I would do is I'm trading in between whole numbers. So a lot of times if we hit like right now in this last trade, I probably would have added here because we're probably going back down to the 50 again. So we pushed back up into like what the 80s, 90s. We broke the previous 75 because we went from 50 to 75 back down to 50. If you look over there, we went from about 50, 55 back up to the whole number, back down through the 75 again. I mean, we're working the crap out of these whole numbers. So we're just trading in the middle is what we're doing. So I'm looking for a position somewhere between like 65 and 55 or 70 and 60. Like I'm looking for those area of trades. So we're trading in the middle of the whole numbers. And right now we're kind of targeting the 30 because what it is, we're going to look for a long out of this area down here. Oh yeah, today's is it's been a super tough trashy trading day, man. That's why I said I wouldn't trade with anything less than a 90% off, like something that maybe you spend 15 bucks on, like a $15 account or $20 account. If the prop firm or whoever you're using allows that. If they don't allow that, I'd probably just stick to paper accounts. Or maybe just take that one trade, either it's a winner or loser, and put your account away for the day. That way you don't ruin your day and be all pissed off because I have done stupid stuff where I have messed up my accounts. I hate whenever I say, okay, don't trade today. Don't trade today. Today's going to be really hard. We know it is. It's notorious in the past. So my notorious days for not tradings or during if the president speaks, when Papa Powell was speaking for interest rate decisions or whatever their next quarterly thing is, and rollover week. Rollover week is another hard week of trading. That those three right there are like the three I try to really stay away from if I can't help it. Because most time in the past, whenever I've tried to trade those days, I always end up blowing my account or having a tilt day or just something stupid. So it's almost best not to even mess with those days. Boy, look at that 50 hit again. So this is why I was saying that I was trading in between the whole numbers. So look, we broke the 75 again, hit the 50. So this is where I was adding. This is where I was adding my contracts a while ago. I was adding like 5 contracts, looking for a quick 10 points. It's basically like $100. So it was just working the middle of the whole number. Because I have some people in my lobby, some guys in the lobby that is trading the whole numbers. So what it is, they're shorting, say, the 75 down to the 50. Then they'll long the 50 back up to the 75. And now they're probably looking for a play back down to the probably the 25 here. But that's what I'm saying. I'm playing the middle game. I'm just playing in the middle of the whole numbers. Like I bet you Fish Lips killed it today. We've been banging off these whole numbers all day long. Fish Lips, how many points are you up so far today? All right, this looks like a nice, strong little 5-minute candle. So 1,000 points. That is insane. Whew. I'm nowhere near that. I mean, how many points I got today, but I know it's nowhere near 1,000 points. Whew. I mean, I know we got a couple hundred because, heck, we're up 132 points on this trade. Points given, points taken. Heck yeah, $9 from a big payout. Hardest 3 points ever. Oh, you know that is, man. Nice. Nice only being $9 from the big payout. Awesome. Heck yeah. Dude, I couldn't even bring myself to even put the funded accounts on the table today, Fish. I was like, nope, nope, nope. We're not even doing the funded today. All right, so we broke the 50 level. I should get my 30 level here. We've been holding this trade for quite a while now, guys. We've been looking for this 30 level for at least 40 minutes I know of. For about an hour. We've been in this trade for almost an hour, guys. We've been in here for a while. Unfortunately, this is just eval money, guys. Unfortunately, this couldn't be a funded money. This is only eval money. So basically, fake money. Thank you guys for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. It's been a long journey to 1,000 subscribers. Unfortunately, the way the YouTube monetization works is you got to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. I had the 4,000 watch hours at one time, but I didn't have the 1,000 subscribers. Now I got the 1,000 subscribers without the 4,000 watch hours, because what it is, YouTube takes away your hours after 1 year. So if you got those hours 1 year ago, every day they take hours away. If anybody's curious how the YouTube monetization works. Nice on the $2,500 payout, man. Yeah, tomorrow we're going to be back in it with our funded accounts, looking for that one good trade like we've been getting. We've almost been pretty consistent with that one good trade, 1-2 good trades every day, Fish Lips. Like just looking for a right moment to jump in there, make that quick between like $75 to $200 range. Usually that's what we've been looking for. So hopefully we can continue that tomorrow. Is that payout with Bulinox Fish Lips? That's the payout with Bulinox, right? The 2,500. Apex. Oh, nice. Dude, I can't stop. Whenever I use my Apex accounts, dude, I can't stop breaking that 30% rule with Apex. I let my drawdown get too much of my drawdown. All right, this looks like a nice little bearish candle. So basically what it is, if this can't break above the 60, it's probably going to continue down. So this is where you get the big boner candle to the downside. You get the small body green candle sitting next to it with big wicks on each side. If this cannot break back above 58, we're going down. So a lot of times this candle will stay within this range and you want to see it break to the downside here. So usually a lot of times you'll get this like on big moves to the downside, especially even on big candles. And it's usually I wouldn't be into the shorts is once we break back above this candle. But most of the time we push down. Like once this candle breaks this candle here, we're probably moving down here. There we go. Just wick. What's up, Solo? How are we doing? My new eval couldn't handle the DCA up to the upside. Did you go in heavy, Solo, or did you start off with 1 micro, or did you start out the gate heavy? All right, we should get to continue push here. Where do we want to? I want a long out of this area down here. 8 micros all the way to 30 micros. Woo-wee. That is a lot of micros, man, starting out, especially if you got up to 30. All right. Should we shoot for the 25 here, Fish Lips, or do you think what I think I may do is do 1 micro sitting at the 25 here. This way, if we blast this 25 down to the, and what we'll do is we will add into this if it breaks down farther to like the 100 number. This way, we're only risking 1 micro if we blast here. Oh, it took it off. Son of a bee. I ain't gonna be able to get it on there in time. Shoot. All right, we'll try the previous day high here. So that worked out properly. I mean, perfectly. We were talking about this little candle here. I see this candle happen a lot, almost every day, just because I trade the 5 minutes. So it's almost pretty easy to pick out. You can go back and look and see that. Look for this 5 minute candle setup here. Yeah, I didn't know it was going to close out my position there. So did it hit the 25? Oh, it did. Right on the money there. Hopefully we don't get no kind of crazy news right here with me adding all these damn contracts. There's the. All right, so if we blast the previous day open, we're going to look for a previous day close bounce here. And if we cannot get back above the previous day close or previous day high here, we will shut this down early. Because we don't want to risk too much of our profits because, like I said, we're up quite a bit on these accounts today or on this account today so far from all the trades. So this is the first time we've been out of this position in over an hour. We've held this short forever today. So definitely looking for like maybe the 13, 14. That'd be kind of like your gap fill in here. Uh, Now, if it misses me and like just barely ticks me like that and goes back up, say 10, 20 points, we will close that trade because I don't usually like hitting the second time. So may have to close this out. So we might have missed it. So it looks like it missed us to tag us in by literally less than half a freaking point on this. Yep. Never mind. It already went up 10 points. So that would have been your 10 points. But like I said, I didn't front run it enough and it missed us by like a half a point. Son of a b. We may just wait and see what happens if we get through these 19s because this easily could be the bottom here. We could easily go all the way back up to the 50s and 75 here, guys. A lot of times, whenever you blast those 50s like that, you'll get that push back up to the top side. Let's see if we get another bounce that's going to be a winner. But like I said, I wasn't going to take a chance on the second bounce. Here, I would prefer to see like a whole number push if it's going to push back up. For some reason, if it can't get back up there. So we can pull fib on this 5-minute candle and just kind of see what this 5-minute candle looks like. That's going to be... Now, if it's going to push back up to the 50s here, I mean, that's pretty much going to be all of this 5-minute candle here. So if you're, looking for that 25 back up to 50 there, I mean, it would basically be almost at a point of some kind of little reversal here. Because that's overtaking this previous bearish candle. What it hit that wick area. Like I said, we may do another entry down there at the 10s and risk like $60 here. All right, we're going to front run that previous day close there. And our line in the sand is going to probably be the 26,100s here. So the previous day high did pay you 10 points. It's just, like I said, we just didn't front run it enough. We're definitely into that don't trade zone time because, like I said, I don't usually trade during the lunch hour because I don't usually have a lot of luck during the lunch hour. So a lot of times we stay away from the lunch hour. All right, about to have a new 5-minute candle. Ooh, I don't know how much I like my long here. And it's if it tries to create a little bull flag here. Oh, excuse me. Outer, have you taken any trades today? Or have you been just kind of sitting on the sidelines still? Memphis, what about yourself? Have you taken any trades today? What's up, Leo? How are you doing today? Hopefully you had a safe trading today. No trade day. Tradeovate was unstable. Yeah, I was actually having the same issue with my Ninja this morning too, Outer. I entered a trade and it didn't like fill it right away. It was almost like a crazy delay. And even whenever my stop loss came back up for my runner, it did the same thing. So I definitely saw that on the Ninja this morning. Because you got to think Ninja and Tradeovate are basically the same company. I mean, I think Ninja owns Tradeovate. All right, this scares me getting back below that previous day high. We're going to keep a tight stop loss. 112 is the. We're looking for a previous day close type bounce. This is futures, Leo. This is the micros for the. Oh no, it's blasting. It's blasting that previous day close. I don't like this. Ribbit. We're going to go to, like I said, we're going to get out of this quick as possible. We don't want to risk too much of our profit because this is just a straight mechanical type trade. Either it works or it doesn't work. I hate that it's at the previous day close. All right. All right, break even. Real quick, break even. So if it may not get through the previous day close. So it paid 10 points if I'd had it on the where it was. My entry should have been at the 9 instead of the 13. So we did pre-run that a little bit. So we're already at break even. All right. So last time I didn't pre-run it and it didn't get tagged in. This time it went through the previous day close. Now, I may even try to short this if we can find support underneath this previous day close here. If we can stay under the 20s, we will try another entry. We'll wait and see what happens with the whole number here at the. This is futures BQ. For some reason, my studio's disconnected. Oh, sorry about that. For some reason, my futures. So this is the NASDAQ futures, but it's on micros instead of minis. So minis, if you're not, I mean, you probably know what futures are. Most people do. So the NQ futures minis cost $20 a point, where the micros cost $2 a point. And see, I'm using smaller accounts through prop firms. So a mini is way too big to be trading on a 25K or even a 50K. So most of the time we're using micros to trade on those. All right, about to have a new 5-minute candle here. Here's what I want to see. If you're going to look for the shorts, you need to see the 19 hold up here. Then we'll use that previous day high as our stop loss. I only like the longs if we're back above that previous day high here. And that'll be my line in the sand here. All right. You can see we're bouncing off of that level there, the 19. So the previous day high is going to be kind of like, if we're back above the previous day high, look for longs. If we stay below it, shorts. A lot of times, if we lose the previous day high, a lot of times we'll continue down. So we'll see what happens. This is what we're kind of waiting on to see what happens. You can see we keep tapping it, tapping it. And plus, see, we just hit the whole number down here also. Oh, not quite hit the whole number. Got close. So this may be our lunchtime reversal here if we can get back above the previous day high. All right, we're getting back above that level here. Woo! All right. All right, so now you need to wait another minute to see what happens with this next 5-minute candle. So is the 5-minute candle going to hold the previous day high? So that's kind of what you want to see here. So if you ever notice, a lot of my orders are most of the time always coming in from like off the pullback. So I hardly ever do resting orders. Sometimes I do, but it just seems like I don't have the greatest luck with resting orders. So I prefer to wait for a pullback, then kind of put the order to come back down through it instead of going up to this level and thinking that it may hold or may not hold. All right, we're about to have a new 5-minute candle too. So still printing below the previous day high. Fish Lips, are you out of your entries? Did that 25 get you out? Or are you still looking for the 50 and 75 pullback here? Man, this could be our V shape here, guys. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, got to get through this area here. This looks like a bear flag to me if this holds. That's if this level here holds. Once we get above this, you should almost can maybe start looking for move to the top side here. All right, so nice on the ad, Fish Lips, to the 25 and the 50. You're still holding for 150, 175. I don't really have anything that I care to enter right now. I only wanted to take that trade if we were going to stay below that previous day high. But as you can see, we pretty much missed out on the previous day close trade because it had a more deeper pullback than I really liked. So, and that kind of scared me whenever I saw this candle just pushing really hard. So far, if we just end it today now, we'll be up 757 for the day. We just trade strictly just one eval. Super aggressive today, guys. Oh, I didn't notice there was a 5-minute order block sitting there right at the top of that. I didn't even think about that. Man, I looked at that earlier and I forgot all about it. All right, we're about to have a new candle. I want to see. Dude, the level to level has been banging like crazy today, dude. I'm not gonna lie. It's been. I'm not trading it like you are today, but man, I have been taking advantage of it. I'm not gonna lie. All right, guys, this is definitely into a no trading time for me. Usually, I don't trade the 12 o'clock hour because it's usually very choppy this time of the day, and so a lot of times the market's volume just kind of just goes dead. And plus, we got about another 2 hours leading up to Papa Powell or Jerome Powell. Ooh, that was a nasty little pullback. Right on top of the previous day high there. No, we don't know if we're going to do any YOLO. I mean, I don't guess it would hurt to do YOLO, but I don't really care to have any more funded accounts at the moment, Solo. I'm okay with trading the funded accounts I have because I've been trying to trade a lot more slower, like where I'm just looking for one or two trades a day on my fundeds. You've only seen me take this many trades today because I'm trading the eval, but tomorrow I'm gonna go back to just probably sticking strictly to my funded trades because I'm trying to get away from trading eval so much on stream. I just want to look for good trades with funded accounts. Like yesterday, we were super patient. We took two trades all morning. Pump. Are you in a long outer paper trade long? Okay. I mean, it looks like it wants to reverse. This can be our lunchtime reversal here, guys. This is going to be our V-shaped recovery. Outer, where's the initial balance sitting? Do you know where that level is at? So we could easily get this initial balance play. Is that? Does anybody know where that level is at? I don't have that indicator on my charts to tell. Uh, we left behind two big old little hour fair value gaps. We got a fair value gap all the way back up at 209 on the hourly candle. 207. Dude, that would be a perfect gap fill in. If you look at your hourly candle, that would fill in two hour or 1 hour fair value gaps back up at 213, 216. All right, we got this small body, big wick here. Kind of want to see it break to the top side now. 1,100 points, dude. That's just insane. Let's see. 1,100 points. I feel like we're moving up here. Once we broke that wick out of that gap. We're doing good today, Papa, but we're not really trading like no type of strategy today. Because we're trading eval only being FOMC day. And so we've just been strictly trading evals today. But we've had a few losses, a lot of big winners. So right now on this eval, we're up almost $800 just for today on the eval. So we are being more aggressive with this count. We're just trading between level to level. So basically what we're doing is we're trading in between the whole numbers. So like my short bias while ago was this previous day high. And so we found resistance at the previous day high. And right now we're looking to see if we can fill in a fair value gap all the way back up at the 200 level here. But it could hit this 20 in reverse here though. So that's something that you have to impatience. No, I don't do any gold or silver or anything like that. So instead of getting long from 25 with 1 micro, I got long at 40 for 3 micros. And that way I can just shoot for my 10 points in a runner. Yeah, I hear a lot of people trading the gold and silver, but I've just never done it enough to be comfortable with it though. That's the only reason why. I'm so used just because I know the markets move different. And I just feel like if I wouldn't try to trade gold now, I'd have to start back over because I've already spent like 2 years trading the NASDAQ. Then to try to go learn the gold would just be like, to me. Don't get me wrong. I've tried messing with the gold. I hear it's better in the evening though than it is in the morning time. So they halted. What did they halt? The the FDVXF. It sunk 200K in 23 months, so they halted it. Holy goodness. That is so much money. I'm not sure if I know what that is. push. We need that 60 level I'm looking to hit next would probably be up there around the 60s levels, kind of where all these wicks are sitting up here. Yeah, 60, you're going to run to resistance. Now they're about to go back to trading and mining physical gold. Oh, so that's a mining company. Okay, that makes sense. I get what you're saying now. I know, dude. That's been crazy how much that's been going up. I almost wish I'd have bought some more physical silver. I bought like 10 ounces of silver a couple years ago for like $350 or $375 when it was like 20 something dollars an ounce. I think after you added in the spot cost, it was around 30 something after you added in spot. Yeah, gold's at 53. It's just crazy, man. You don't think there's any chance that they'll rug pull anybody, do you? Or do you think they're going to drive up inflation so that they can pay off the treasury debt? I didn't know if that was the reason. I know, I keep hearing talks of driving inflation higher so they can pay off, money they borrowed at a lower cost. I didn't know if that was being manipulated by the Federal Reserve. Mm. I've heard people talk about those mining companies before. Or maybe I've watched those somewhere where them going into business into mining gold. So we're going to try to hold this all the way back up to the 200s, guys. So that's going to be the goal here. I hope we can get there without getting stopped out. So that would be at the initial balance low, which that's the 30-minute close at 10:30 this morning, or the 1 hour after we open. It's called the initial balance play. A lot of times during the lunch hour, we will make a push back up to that initial balance. And I want to say Fish Lips put the level in there a while ago. I think he said 207. So we're going to look for like 97, I think. We're going to stay 10 points below it. So that's what we're going to look for. Oh, same here, Solo. I've had my fair share of over leveraging. I've gotten so much better about downsizing the last few months. Dude, I'm not Solo. You had a nice run though. Remember with those elite counts that you were trading and you were getting payouts from just full porting during the Asia or whatever you were full porting somewhere in the Asia or London because you were like, man, I made a lot of money overnight, like trading 7 minis or something crazy. Because I think didn't you say they put you on a live account? I know that's been a little bit back, but I know you were going in heavy. Elite banned. They banned you. I remember. I didn't know they banned you. Oh, they banned you after you blew the live account. Okay. They're like, this a-hole. He's got no more full port accounts for this guy. How funny. Oh yeah. Oh, all the people that got in on the lower end. Yeah. It will suck for all the people who are buying in high. It's kind of like the people who buy in high on the crypto side. Whenever crypto's raging and everybody's like, "Oh, I got to get in. I got to get in," and they pull the rug on them. Not saying it goes all the way back down, but it goes down enough. So Outer's like, change your name to the full port to trader. Oh shoot, that's a good one, Outer. Oh goodness. Full port bad. Sounds like a 2015 trading style. Yeah, I didn't even think about the trading stuff back in 2015's. I was still just working normal full-time job, make sure the family had a roof over their head and, paying utilities and car payments and all that type stuff. So I didn't start doing this after the kids were grown and I was able to get a lot of my bills under control. So the way that I'm able to trade during the day is I have two homes. So one of my homes is paid off and I use one home to pay for the second home almost. Says insurance and taxes. And so it allows me not to have any expensive bills at the moment besides, utilities and stuff. Oh, nice. A lot of cash. Sweet. Woo wee. All right, so we didn't get nothing on the runner here. Man, do we try a short here? Nice. Look at that 60 hit, guys. That's what we were talking about, that 60 hit. Kind of being careful here around this 25 level. I don't want to be in this a lot in case 25 holds up here. It hit the 125. Give me the 123. Oh, no, it didn't. We're at the one. Okay, there we go. Wasn't sure. All right, next level to get through is going to be that 119. If we blast that 119, guys, it could be off to the races here. So, man, that was just one big old consolidation. Higher lows for about 7 candles. 125 long again. Yeah, that's why I went to break even in case we did bounce off the 25 here. We're able to sell 2 more contracts because we're going in with 3 contracts at a time. I almost attempted. We're up 8 830 for the day on the eval. So we've been the evals. You always do good on the evals, guys. That's because you don't have no fears trading these things. All right, here comes the line in the sand for me. This is where I'm short bias, is below that previous day high here. We were short bias there a while ago too, but we just could not get closed below it. You can see we pushed below it, pushed back through it, found support on top of it. We just never could get through the 119s here at the previous day high. Dude, we've been in 10-point heaven over here today, Fish Lips. Almost every single 10-point trade has worked out today. Some trades I've gotten good points off the runners. Then there's other trades where I haven't gotten either small losses or losses on my runners, because a lot of times we're still in negative on our runners for the pullback, because we're trying to put our runners where they kind of need to be. But I know my runner really needs to be back up here at the 60 level at this swing, but I'm not going to risk $65. So that's just way too much, because this is where your stop loss needs to be if you want to play this correctly. But I'm hoping that we get through the previous day high here, possibly. And so this is the level that we're waiting to see. If that holds up, we're probably going to be just basically a pullback. So if you pull fib on this, this could just be the pullback for this leg. So right now that's back into discount on this leg here. So that's about what, a 60 to 70% pullback right there where the previous day high is. So this could be the low again for the next leg down for us to continue higher. Ah, shoot. Now, this is just one small example of what I mean by in premium and discount, because this is just one small leg. This is not like if you pull fib on your whole leg for the day, because I'm not sure what the previous leg looked like. So you would probably pull, what, all the way here maybe? That looks like almost like one full leg all the way here. So that's at the 50% of the total leg from yesterday, because you can see just one big full leg. So this is sitting at almost back into the, almost back into discount right here. So see what happens. What else do we got down there that we could run? Or do you go down to this one, because it still haven't made a lower high from here? So, boom. What's up, Clarity? How are you doing today? Did you play it safe today and kind of stay away from your fundeds on FOMC day? Hopefully so. Or if you did, hopefully you just got your one trade and got in. We have taken tons of 10-point trades today. We've been buying almost every pullback in between whole numbers today. So unfortunately, we are a eval millionaire today, because we're up $843 on an eval. But you know how that goes. That's just eval trading. So uh-oh, this could be another bearish candle. Let's see if this pays off. This looks just like this candle over here. Careful. Oh, I was having issues too this morning, and I didn't know if it's because I was logged into two prop firms because I was logged into Apex and Ninja, and I don't have no evals with Apex, so my only evals with Ninja, and I only have that because I ended up buying one of those 90% evals yesterday because I knew today was FOMC day, and I wasn't going to trade my funded accounts today. So we weren't even going to give Papa Powell the not even mess with the price action on this day. So it was just best to stay away from it. So we strictly did evals only today. And usually I don't even like to trade this time of the day because it's already 12:30. Most of the time I usually stop trading during the 12 o'clock hour, but I didn't have anywhere to be, so we thought we'd hang out a little bit longer. Guys, this is if this dumps, this is that same. No, I'm trying to actually get off now, and I keep finding myself re-entering on these pullbacks. I'm not gonna lie. I keep taking entries in between the whole numbers. So like fish lips and them are over there trading from like 50 to 25 or like 100 to 50. So what I'm doing is I'm waiting for the whole number to get back above the whole number and looking for 10-point trades with runners in between the whole numbers. So we hit the 50, and so I was like, crap it, let's get short again. We just went and tapped the 50. Let's see if we go to the 25 or go back down to the whole number, the 200 here, or the 100. So we just been kind of trading in between the lines or in between the whole numbers on the pullbacks. So like a while ago, we got long around in the 30s to the 40s, got our 10 points. We didn't take anything on the runner. So most of my runners, I've been getting stopped out. And I may just take this trade down. We have some liquidity sweep down here. This indicator marks out my liquidity sweeps. So we got a liquidity sweep down at 26,070. So this is why I was kind of looking for a short while ago because I thought we would clear out the sweep. So 75 here may be a good target. But we have all these wicks here. I mean, look at these big wicks, big wicks. There's a lot of wicks down in the 90s, which that was his first hit here. So hopefully the next one will be 75. Actually, I'm going to choose 93. Then we'll be done. So maybe a 40-point trade if the 90s hit. Definitely thank you guys for the likes and follows today. Thank you guys for helping me get over 1,000 subscribers. So eventually, hopefully, we'll have enough people watching that we can get to the 4,000 watch hours since we have to get those back again. That'll probably take a little bit because it takes a while to build up the watch hours. And I don't make a whole lot of content either. So most of all my hours come from the live. So we're just going to target the 93s, and that'll be my last trade of the day. And this way you have Papa Powell coming on in about an hour or so. Hopefully everybody had a decent trading day. Yeah, I've been using Ninja all morning. I did have a small issue early this morning, Clarity, because I took the initial breakout, kind of like what you see Methodical Man over there doing on that 15-minute breakout. So I took that trade first thing this morning, and I noticed the delay. Like I also entered a trade and it took like 4 or 5 seconds for the trade to pop in. That one cost me a loss though because it just got in too late. So there was a lot of delay and lag this morning. So hopefully nobody got their stuff totally ruined today. Or if you did, hopefully it wasn't too bad. 26,050 is a big OB. Yeah, dude. If we hit 93, I'm gonna be done trading for the morning time because, like I said, I'm already way past my cutoff time. I don't usually trade anything after 12 o'clock because most time we're just chopping. So let's. Oh. Uh, you can see this little lunch hour box here. So usually this is the ICT kill zone area that we use. So usually whenever this little yellow box New York lunch hour starts, most of the time we don't trade. That's usually my no trade zone. Because most times, like you said, you don't get a lot of movement during that time. So it's, we've pointed this out so many times. See, little bitty box. That one, you had a decent day. A little bit of trading, see? Chop, chop, chop. So it's just better not to even trade during that time. More chop, chop, chop. So you may get one good trading day a week during the lunchtime, but it looks like if you go back and look at the rest of them, they're just chop zones or just consolidation zones. Let's see here. Woo wee. Guys, gold is like $7 away from hitting that 5,300. I have gold pulled up on my trading view charts. We just don't trade it. Ah, my freaking thing keeps freezing. All right, we're going to go to break even here just in case this pulls. We'll just risk. I guess we'll keep it at $14. That's only like risking $14, so not a lot. What is gold? Oh, man. Dude, this is a big old trend line build up right now. Does does gold follow a really nice where it breaks trend, like you just have a big pullback? So it looks like it trended up here, then what? Big pullback. Let's see. No. Okay, so that was the trend line there, and there was the break. Woo, that was a bit. Look at that, dude. Just holy goodness. Does gold even go down? Look at this span right here. What is this? Just from Tuesday? It's just, man, Tuesday is just like no stopping gold. Like for a whole day, dude, it's just like straight to the moon. Holy crap. Let's see what silver looks like because I have silver on here too. Is anybody, I know Papa said he's trading gold. Is anybody in here else trading the metals? If I did some metals, I would have to trade just paper trade. No, heck no, dude. No, no way, Clarity. I haven't even tried to dip my finger in no gold market or silver market. I hear some people saying they're paying out big for their sale, but then a lot of people are on the other end of that and just getting their accounts wrecked. So I didn't even know gold was over $100. I haven't looked at it. I mean, silver was over $100. I haven't even looked at it the last couple days. I mean, silver, yeah. When did that start? Tuesday also? Yeah, Tuesday it just had a banger run, man. No, when was it under $100? Nope. Back here on last Friday. Look at this last Friday run with silver. Man, hell, it's been going on a lot longer than that. It pulled all the way back to $90. Let's see, where's that? 86. That was January 26. That is crazy how much silver and gold has gone up when it's been just flatlined. It was flat forever, it seems like. Remember, silver was stuck in the $20 range forever, it felt like. I mean, for years. You could buy like silver 1 ounce coins between like 20 something dollars. Cause that's when I got like, I ended up buying like 10 1 ounce silver coins. And I think after you added spot price, it was like 30 something dollars. So, I mean, that's been a couple years ago. That's been quite a few years ago. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I don't think I'm going to sit here and watch this during the lunch hour. We could just be consolidating sideways. This is my runner left here. I'm going to hold it. If we get stopped out, we get stopped out here. So thank you guys for watching today. Thank you guys for the likes and follows. Thank you guys for helping me get to 1,000 subscribers. And we'll either be back later this evening or tomorrow, depending on what the market looks like. Because a lot of times I want to trade the evening, but it's so hard for me to get on here and just watch the market just sit there. Even though we did have big movement later last night, it seemed like the market just took off. But by then, I'm asleep. But thank you guys for watching today and hanging out. Thanks for sharing information on your trades and your entries and stuff. That's very helpful for the people who are still learning. You know, if you're learning. And if you want to join the Discord, there's also people in there sharing information too. If you're just looking for information, you know, either use it or you don't. Thank you guys.